Hello, beloved. Welcome back to Christian Singles Today. This is Reverend Cymone Lee, aka Cymone the Beloved, your Christian relationship coach. So grab a coffee and let's just get started in talking real about the struggle and joys and challenges and opportunities that we can discover during this unique season of being a Christian single person in today's society. I'm so glad that you decided to invest in yourself and spending time here to build community and just talk about our sense of belonging, especially as a single Christian person today. My prayer for us is that we can start finding a sense of belonging in this virtual community that we are building together. This is not just me, but this is a journey that you and I and all the listeners here today are building together. It is so important that we can find a place where we can feel safe to encourage one another, to grow and to explore and discover how our relationship with Jesus is intersecting within this season of singleness. So if you haven't already, please go grab yourself a cup of tea or coffee and just pretend that we're chatting away at a bubble tea shop and share ourselves with one another. Remember, beloved, this is not just another podcast, but an invitation to go deeper into our faith and discover our relationship with ourselves, with God, with one another in the company of fellow Christians. So if you haven't already, please remember to subscribe to our channel and to join in on our conversation so that we can support one another, encourage one another, and truly discover what it means to be a Christian single person today for you and for me. So like I was saying before, today we're going to talk about the matter of belonging. Beloved, I don't know if anyone's ever told you, but actually belonging is such a fundamental human need. I mean, think about it. God called himself the Father because we were just created to connect and belong to him that way. So likewise, we're also called to belong to the body of Christ. We're made to be in families, and family can mean so many different things in today's world, but it just means that we are supposed to be in community with one another, to take care of one another, to grow with one another. But this is actually becoming harder and harder in today's society. I mean, with the blessings of technology, it's so helpful and so convenient than ever before to get connected. I mean, before technology, you and I would be impossible for us to be having this conversation like this. But the rise of technology also sparks a never before sense of loneliness that we all are going through. It makes us feel more isolated and alone from the rest of the world than ever before. This reminds me of a quote I learned in elementary school from John Donne. It says, "No man is an island." Then nowadays it feels like, isn't living on some desert island kind of our ideal lifestyle, that we could be possibly retire or remote work from a desert island as long as there's Wi-Fi? As long as there's internet, then we're good. As I shared before, I am an online missionary, and part of the vision here is to create a safe place, an online retreat or sanctuary, you may say, for people to belong, to explore what it means that we're created in the image of God and to be his beloved. You see, it's so important to belong and to find safety in belonging, because before we can even begin to safely explore who we are as the image bearer of God, we need to understand what it means to belong. For example, if you've ever heard of attachment theories, and without going into too deep of a detail about explaining what attachment theory is, basically it explains that the relationship we had as an infant, as a baby, as a child with our primary caretakers, what we experience in our early years, it shapes the way that we relate to other people, hence our attachment styles later in life. So those who experience a higher sense of safety, security, of attachment with their primary caregivers as a child will feel more equipped to explore and venture out and try and learn new things. Whereas those who did not have that sense of safety growing up will be more hesitant to take risks, to try new things, because they don't know how to self-soothe when things don't go well. when things go wrong, when things are disappointing. So therefore, it's a bigger risk to step outside of our comfort zone. So why am I talking about attachment theories when I'm supposed to be talking about belonging? Since you're listening to this podcast, I'm assuming you're a little bit more grown than a toddler or a baby. So we can't go back in time and change what has happened, but we can build new experiences to help us to feel a higher sense of belonging, a higher sense of security. So when we find communities where we can feel like we can belong and it's safe to explore and discover who we are, made in the image of Christ, and we feel that it's safe to have accountability, to always have acceptance regardless of our trial and errors, and to have encouragement and support through our difficulties, through our disappointments. In this discovery, in this belonging, in this community, then we can shift from what used to be like a less secure attachment style towards one where we can feel safer and more secure in our relating with other people, in our relating with ourselves, and in our relation with God. Beloved, I hope that I didn't confuse you all the more, but that made it clear in explaining why it's so important that we have a belonging, we have a community of like-minded individuals where we can to truly explore what it means to be a Christian single in today's society. So I hope that you've enjoyed our time together, and I just really want us to stay connected. So be sure to follow or subscribe so that you'll be notified and that we can continue this conversation. Please know that I am praying for you, but all the more I really want to hear from you. So please connect with me, hit me up on social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube. Follow me at Cymone the Beloved, and I want to hear from you. So please comment below. What are some of the struggles that you've had faced in finding community to belong as a Christian single person? Or what are some of the victories or some of the triumphant stories that you have of how great it is to belong to a community so that you can grow together and feel safe to grow and discover things and to be encouraged when you're disappointed. So anyways, be sure to drop me a comment. I would love to hear from you. Anyways, I look forward to our next coffee date next Tuesday. Be sure to tune in. Same bat time, same bat channel. Have a wonderful week. Bye.